What's good? We're going to get into NXT, the final NXT of the year. Really good show. This show more than likely probably was taped. It felt like it was taped, but this was a really strong show, a really good way to end the year for NXT. I feel like the NXT had a really good 2025. There were some low points when they, were kind of pushing Sean Spears on the calling and all that. So I was upset about that, but for the most part, NXT had a really strong 2025, and they should have a strong 2026 as well. I know they're supposed to be going on the road a lot more for next year, which is great. Not for definitely for pay-per-views, but also for NXT shows. And I agree, it would be good for them to get out of the PC for at least once a month, get out of the PC, get out of Orlando for a little bit. I think, send NXT on the road, book small venues that can hold like 1,000 to at best 2,000 people. I'm pretty sure they should be able to get out a good number of people, because NXT has been a really strong product this year and last year, especially this year with the help of the NXT TNA crossover. That has benefited both companies rather, successfully. It's been a successful venture. So really good stuff. I'm very interested in seeing what's going to take place on New Year's Evil. But we're going to get into NXT from December the 30th, 2025. So we kick this off with the first match of the night. Ethan Page defeats Moose to retain the North American Championship. Really good match here. Moose obviously was the baby face. He hit a spear early on in the match. Ethan Page rolled out. Ethan Page threw Moose into the steel steps. Moose ended up hitting the spear again. Ethan Page kicked out, and then Ethan Page won the match via the Twisted Grin. So the match was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It wasn't too long. It was a short match, maybe about a good 8 to 10 minutes. But this is good. I have no idea who's going to be the one to dethrone Ethan Page. Don't know. We could see him on the main roster sometime next year, probably in the springtime, so after Mania. So we have to wait and see how that stuff plays out. But this is fine. So maybe Moose will go after Stax next, maybe. Moving on from that, this leads us into the NXT Awards. So Jevon Evans, he's named the Male Superstar of the Year, which is great. He had a little speech and stuff and all that. Talked about how he had a good 2024 and a good 2025. So good stuff there, good shit there. However, I am kind of bummed. Well, not really bummed. I'm kind of more so down that they're gonna put Jevon Evans on Raw. Again, I still feel that he's too young, but Triple H has no choice but to push Jevon Evans. I mean, you got to go younger next year. That's something that WWE has to do. They have to go younger. It's time. It's time to go younger now, right? So there is that. Moving on from that, this leads us into Kendall Gray. She was attacked by Fatal Influence. They beat her up. So she's being checked on by Ren Sinclair. So that's cool there. Moving on from that, this leads us into Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley. So Izzy Dame comes out, she gets on the mic, and she says that Tatum Paxley went back to playing with her dolls into her fantasy land one day after things didn't go her way. Then says that if Tatum looked in the mirror, she'd see the reason for all her problems. Izzy says that she had to be the bad guy and break Tatum's heart. And while she's the one who took out Tatum, Tatum still went after Sean Spears and Nika Evans. Izzy says that Tatum Paxley is doing nothing more than proving her point. And then says she never was the villain, but she was Tatum Paxley's cure. Izzy says she's not scared of Tatum's mind games, and she saved her from that place, but put her back there the second Tatum refused to evolve. So then Tatum Paxley comes out. She gets a really good reaction. Tatum says that she listened to Izzy and cared about her, and then she says she saw and felt everything. She apologizes to Izzy about Izzy Dame's insecurity, then says Izzy Dame lost sight of who she is and feels like she needs power to control others. Tatum says she knows that Izzy Dame is too scared to look in the mirror herself, and then says she realized she doesn't need friends like Izzy Dame. Tatum says she needs friends who have been with her from the start, like the fans have been, and then says while Izzy Dame beat her at NXT Deadline, she's still here to end things for her. So, Tatum, my bad. Izzy says that Tatum hasn't been listening to her because if she had, she would still be NXT Women's Champion. So she then gives Tatum the floor to make her next move. Tatum says the bugs eating in her mind every day. In the dirt, we'll see the memory of what she did to Izzy Dame at NXT New Year's Evil. She says it'll just be her and Izzy rather than Sean Spears, Nika Evans, and her dolls. And then so Izzy then accepts Tatum's challenge. Dame says playtime will be over for Tatum next week. So she's about to leave. Tatum says that Izzy Dame isn't in control and things won't be over until she said so. So, Izzy Dame then attacks Tatum with a big boot, but Tatum gets out of dodge and she connects with the Psycho Trap. So, I'm guessing they're going to have a one-on-one match. What's the stipulation here? I do like this. The crowd was into this. It was a really good segment here. I'm a big fan of Izzy Dame. I'm a big fan of both Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley. They both kick major ass. I just think it's time for Tatum to get caught up. So, inevitably, she should get the win here next week. And then you got to think of a way to actually end the damn feud. But I don't know how you do that. Maybe you do a loser leaves NXT. And then you can put Tatum on Raw or SmackDown. She'd be fine on either brand. It wouldn't matter because she's that damn good and she's a really good character. And that's what they need more of on the main roster. Because a lot of people are just work rate people, really, if we're being honest. That's just what it is. Moving on. JC Jane defeats Ren Sinclair. Actually, no. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, she does win. So she wins via the Rolling Encore. Post-match, Fatal Influence, they get involved. They beat down Ren Sinclair. Then Kendall Gray comes out to make the save. And JC Jane then taps out to an arm bar by Kendall Gray. Kendall Gray is so damn fucking awesome. They need to really give her the title next week. This is what I would do if I had the booking power. I would literally give the title to Kendall Gray. She holds it for like a month and a half. She loses it at NXT's first pay-per-view of the year, which is usually in February. I forgot what it's called. I think, Vengeance Day. Yeah, NXT Vengeance Day, whenever that is, in February. And then she loses to whoever, whether it be Jordan Grace or Mariah May or whoever. But that's what I would do, really and truthfully, because I'm a fan of JC Jane and Fallon Henley. I love Fatal Influence. They're great. They kick major fucking ass. But it's time for them to go to the main roster. The only one that needs to really still stay there is obviously Laney Reed. But JC Jane and Fallon Henley, they are more than ready for the main roster. It's really time. It's really time. Moving on. This leads us into Joe Hendry. He had his New Year's Eve concert. So Joe Hendry said that 2025 has been an amazing year for NXT and himself. Between winning the TNA World Heavyweight Championship and appearing in the Royal Rumble, he beat Randy and faced Randy Orton at WrestleMania 42. He says he also joined NXT, and then he says he created a song that encapsulates the great year that he had. So, he talked about the great year that he had, songs and stuff. He talked about, beating Trick Williams, Ricky Saints, and Darkstate. So then Darkstate, they show up, and then they beat the shit out of Joe Hendry. So they're still pushing Darkstate as a faction, which is okay. Hopefully, Dion Lennox is the breakout star of the faction, which he probably will be. It seems like he could be the guy to dethrone Obafemi, maybe. I don't know. I think with Obafemi, what they're going to end up doing with him, on a side note, is they're probably going to end up having him beat Leon Slater, obviously, next week at New Year's Eve, and then probably just vacate the title, come back to NXT the following Tuesday, drop the title and stuff and give a farewell promo, and then go on to SmackDown. Because we should see another vignette for him for SmackDown this week. So he should probably show up on the 9th of January, that SmackDown, with the Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, the three stages of hell match. I think he should get involved in that match, and that's where we see him make his debut. I think that'd be the best place for him. That way you can automatically mix him in that main event scene, because Obafemi is that fucking dude. He's that damn dude. All right, moving on from this. So we go backstage. Ava finds Mariah May in her office. Ava has a heart-to-heart with Mariah May and gives her some advice about winning back the NXT Women's North American Championship. So, okay, whatever. Moving on. Tavion Heights defeats Lexis King in like 8 seconds to advance into to the finals. So, that was funny there. I don't understand why Lexis King can't be used as enhancement talent on the main roster. Like, a lot of these low-card guys, like High Rise and stuff like that, like, you can bring these guys and girls up that aren't really doing anything on NXT or Evolve. Just bring them up and have them play job guys and job girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lexis King has been in NXT for, 2 years? So, yeah. Well, not 2 years exactly. It'll be 2 years next year. But I think he came in 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he came in 2024. So, yeah. But it's fine. And then post-match, Jasper Troy, he showed up, and he had a stare down with Tavion Heights. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. So, Jevon Evans gets another award. It was the triple threat match that him, Trick Williams, and Oba had at Stand and Deliver this year. That was fucking tremendous, so good stuff there. Moving on from that, OTM, they defeat the Vanity Project. Okay, whatever, I don't care. The NXT Tag Team Division is utter garbage. It's awful. It really, truly is. But whatever. Moving on from that, so Ruka, she's named the Female Star of the Year. So that's good. So great. She'll be on the main roster soon as well. She should be on Raw more than likely. And then this leads us into the main event of the evening. Ricky Saints defeats Jevon Evans in a good TV match. Ricky wins via the low blow into the Rochambeau. Jevon hit the cutter. Ricky kicked out. Jevon went for another cutter that turned into a ref bump. He hit the OG cutter on the ref. Ref was out. Ricky then low blow Jevon Evans. He hit the Rochambeau. A new ref came down and counted the 3. And Ricky Saints wins. So this makes sense. Clearly, this was Jevon's swan song in NXT. He's done. I could see him clearly on the first Raw of the new year, the Raw on Netflix anniversary show. If not, he'll definitely show up the following week. So, I mean, that's fine. It sucks that Jevon Evans never got to taste championship gold, whether it was the Heritage Cup or the North American Championship or the NXT Championship. He just never got to taste gold. So, I don't know. I mean, it's fine. I mean, I don't know. I still feel kind of iffy that Jevon is a little bit too young to be on the main roster. He really is. I mean, I could see if Jevon was like 24, 25. That's fine, but I don't know. He should be fine on the main roster. Clearly, you could easily slot him in the IC title picture. That would be great. Like if Dominic Mysterio is going to be out for a while, and definitely that's a title that would look great on Jevon Evans, and you could build a division around him and Dominic Mysterio. So that would be good for them to do, and you can also add Dragon Lee in the mix as well. So that's something for those guys to do for a while. And make it seem important. Just don't do open challenges like they did on SmackDown for the U.S. Championship. Actually make the IC title mean something. But overall, this show was pretty good. The awards were fun as well. Clearly that stuff was pre-taped. What do you do with Ricky Saints going forward? I'm guessing Ricky Saints will probably end up regaining the NXT title probably at Vengeance Day in February. That's probably where it's going to go. I could see Joe Hendry getting called up. Oba's definitely is going to get called up. Jevon, same thing. So Ruka, same thing. So we're not going to get the Zarya, Sol Ruka thing at all. That's not going to happen. They're not going to feud, which is fine. Clearly, you can build up Zarya. She could do fairly well in the mid card, or you could build her up and have her be in the main event scene as well. So her and Sol Ruka kind of amicably parting ways is good. So that's good there. The show was really good for the most part. I did like the Ethan Page Moose match. That was pretty fun. The main event match was pretty solid as well. So the men held it down. I'm very excited for New Year's Evil. It should be a fun, good show. And NXT had a really good 2025, and I think they're going to have an extremely prosperous 2026. So I'm looking forward to it. But what did you guys think of NXT? Like, comment, subscribe, and hope you guys have a happy and prosperous New Year. Peace.